So this is the version of it. Welcome to Suited Up. This is your weekly, somewhat of a talk show. I'm your host, Chris Casper, and we do it 9 o'clock. Bring on three streamers, three of your favorite streamers. They're so favorited that you may not even have them favorited yet because they've gone hypersonic, and you're going to learn all about them today. Today on the show, we have, as I mentioned, three wonderful guests. Our first one is More Miserables. He'll pronounce it for you. It's a play or something. It's very cool. It's also a play on words, which we appreciate on this show. I've known him for like a year, and I still don't know. I still don't know his name. Our second guest is Nixie. She's venturing into the great unknown. The great unknown is this stream, and you're going to get to know her. She's the host of a brand new show on the app. We also have King Yup It's Me, and that's his name. Of all the names he could have picked in this universe, he somehow landed on that being the one. And we're going to get the answers to hard-hitting questions like why in the world he ever decided that that was a marketable name. It worked out for him. It worked out really well for him. Also, shout out, we've got new Meet Group talent team in the building. I think I saw, what do you use as your name? Is it what I think it is? Just go ahead and put yourself in the comments. I don't want to say your name wrong in here. Wink. So anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. Name's Chris Casper. Suited Up every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Three guests. Her name's Macy. That's the name that she decided. Her name's Macy, everyone. So everyone say hi to Macy right there in the comments. She's brand new Meet Group. She's fantastic. So we got our wonderful guest today. More Miserables is going to be our first guest. So if you'd like to request the box, you know the drill. You know the drill, More. Go ahead. But for those of you who don't know the drill and have never seen this show before, maybe you're like Macy and you've not seen this show before, what do we do on it? Well, each week we bring on three guests who are up-and-comers or established streamers. They may not even be a streamer. They could be someone from Instagram who is an influencer or has an interesting story. And we're going to get to know who they are, a little bit on the ins, a little bit of the outs. We're going to find out what makes them excited, what some of the triumphs have been, maybe some of the not triumphs. We're going to find out why King Yup It's Me's name is King Yup It's Me. We're going to learn all those types of things. And if you want to be on the show, you can go ahead and click my name, and it'll bring you right to my Instagram. You can hit follow. And I heard a rumor that if you follow me on Instagram, underneath your pillow, you will find an unopened container of Nesquik. It's a rumor, and I heard it, but you only can know if it's true if you hit the follow button. And you have to go to sleep, obviously, after the show. Obviously. At this time, everyone, please welcome our first guest, More Miserables. He goes by More. Woo! Look at this handsome man.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing great. We're trying to get it together, man. I remembered my cologne. Did you remember your cologne?
Always.
Always. Gosh, you're a dashing young man.
It's video. You have to have some cologne, obviously.
Well, it's a mental thing.
Right.
I'm serious. Do you wear cologne before your show?
I just wear cologne in general, so I mean it's just always on, but not specifically for the show. No.
All right. Well, I'll pretend that you do it for the show so that I seem a little bit more normal. But that's not the point of today's conversation. Today's point is that this is your second time on. We very rarely have two-time guests on here. However, there's a special occasion happening. There's something very special happening that we're going to talk about on the show today. So should we come out of the gate hot? More. What is the breaking news that we need to address that's going on in the Miserables community?
Yeah, so for the last year, I guess I've been pretty much known for being the host of the Pet Show. It also goes by the name Pet Profiles. And I've loved doing Pet Profiles, but we are bringing Pet Profiles to an end, and we are going to be transitioning into a very different type of content, same time, Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, starting in January. So I'm really excited about that.
Wow. So the end of Pet Profiles. We're going to first start off with just that part. Pet Profiles has gone on for about a year, like you mentioned. And the new show, are we announcing the name? Are we giving details?
Absolutely. So I've been doing a show every other Sunday since about April, shortly after I received my top badge, called The Forgiveness Project. And we are basically doing that show and featured content rebranded under the name Forgiveness Culture for trademark issues, because the Forgiveness Project was actually inspired by a UK charity under the same name. So just to be safe, we rebranded it as Forgiveness Culture.
So Forgiveness Culture, and even though it's going on for a while, it might be someone's first time hearing about it. The name implies a few things. Can you give us some more detail or color on what goes on that show, who it might be for, who might be interested in that?
Sure. So, like I said, it's inspired by the Forgiveness Project charity in the UK, which hosts through their books and podcasts and their website stories of people going through traumas or pains or struggles and their journey towards healing and forgiveness. And they talk about the benefit that forgiveness has had in their lives. So we've done something very similar in the show. We have guests every week or every episode share with us a story or of a pain or a trauma or a hurt that they've overcome, and their journey towards healing and forgiveness, and what that forgiveness has meant for them. It's a show for people who want to strengthen their relationship with forgiveness, maybe who struggle with forgiveness, or just basically want to get a little motivation to know that if you're struggling, life goes on and it does get better, and there is hope and there is peace out there for you.
It reminds me of a great quote, your show, and it's that there's something in common between the person who takes the last slice of pizza and offers the last slice of pizza, and it's that they both wonder if someone else will want the last slice of pizza.
It's really profound, and I'm going to need some
It
time
is.
to kind of digest that. Because I don't really know how to respond to that at the moment.
He's like, wow, this is really a stretch. I just like that one more. No, back to you. Back to you, though. You've done the pet show. I'm sure pets are great. They're fuzzy. They're cuddly. They make people feel great. What is it about this show that is evoking the emotion or pulling from you to say, this is the project that I need to run with? The pets are great, but we need to go forward with this. What is special about it?
Yeah, I'm really proud of what we did through Pet Profiles. It gave an opportunity for a lot of people who otherwise wouldn't be on featured content to maybe be on featured content. Maybe they're, they don't have a talent they could share, or maybe they're shy, but they have a pet and they can, get on and they could be on featured content. So I'm very proud of that. When I was going for my top badge, I kind of decided that if and when I were to get it, that I wanted to do something really meaningful and impactful. And when I thought about what that could be, forgiveness really struck a chord, because I think forgiveness is one of the truest expressions that we have of love. And when I looked at, what can I do on this app? I was inspired by the UK charity, the Forgiveness Project. And, when I look at the culture, not just on the app, but in our society, in our world, like I see a lot of people who are hurting. And, I know what that's like. I think we all know what it's like to be hurt. I know what it's like to be hurt. And forgiveness is just such a crucial element of healing. And so I think sometimes it doesn't get the specific attention that it deserves. So I realized very quickly that I wanted to be a voice for the blessings that forgiveness can have in your life, the power that it can give you back, and to clear up a lot of misperceptions about forgiveness, but ultimately to change the culture, and from one of revenge culture and get evenness and anger and hate to one of love and forgiveness. So that's kind of what my motivation behind it was. People are hurting, and if I can help one person out there through this, then I think I've done something good.
Those are a lot of reasons, and you speak from a position that is unique. In our first conversation that we had together, we didn't cover your experience in military school. There's a reason that you had went to military school.
Yeah.
So help us understand the context of who Moore is and how he came to a position to be able to speak so passionately. How did you find yourself in military school?
It's not something I always talk a whole lot about, but a lot of people, I guess, they kind of see what I do on the app, and they may look at me as I'm some kind of wholesome goody two shoes, but it wasn't always that way. When I was a kid, I was always getting into trouble. I was bullied a lot. I had a sister who had Down syndrome, and I was bullied relentlessly for that. And on top of any issues I had myself, I got suspended from almost every school that I was in. And just, I really struggled as a kid. And when my parents ended up having to send me to military school just because nobody would take me, I just kept getting kicked out of school after school after school. And, you know, long story short, I found faith, and that really turned my life around. And then I decided very quickly after finding my faith that I wanted to kind of devote my life to helping other people who are struggling. And that's kind of taken a lot of different roads, and, you know, gone down a lot of different kind of channels in terms of what that's looked like. But that's something that was very clear when I kind of turned my life around that I wanted to do.
Wow. If you're tuning in for the first time, everyone, welcome to Suited Up. This is our first guest, secret bad boy, as we just learned. More miserable.
I like
Secret
that.
bad
Can we make that a thing? I think I might get more attention from women if we can make that.
You just gotta listen to Ty a little
The
bit. Just
secret
listen
bad
to
boy.
Ty.
I like it.
You know, get a little unbutton there. You're good. Thank you for coming back on the show. As far as the new show goes and how this part's connecting, it really is clear, you know, the path that you're going. Along the way of streaming over this past year, it has been growing. You earned your top badge. Did we talk last time? Had you earned your top badge?
No. This was, sorry, my dog is trying to get on the camera. No, this was when I was on. It was honestly being on your show. Somebody had recommended that I reach out to you to be on your show, and it was actually being on your show that kind of gave me the inspiration to kind of start pursuing my top badge and taking streaming more seriously, other than just kind of a part-time hobby. So actually, Chris, I kind of owe you a debt of gratitude for the top badge.
No, not at all. Honestly, you took it and you ran with it, because your own show has been great. But as far as the things that you experienced over this past year, is there anything particular that you reflect on as being memorable or being impactful since our last conversation?
You know, man, it's just the community that this app has offered me, man. This 2021 is it's been a roller coaster year for me, for sure. It's definitely had some ups and definitely had some significant downs. But I think that, you know, through the ups and the downs, you know, I lost my condo and I was destroyed, and then I got my top badge. There was just a lot of good, a lot of bad, and a lot of other stuff. But one of the things that Meet Me has always offered me, especially once I started kind of developing some influence and success, is just it never shocks me how the community is there, how a bunch of people from around the world, who most of whom you've never even met, can be there for one another and form bonds and form, you know, connectedness, and, you know, can support each other when you're going through good times and going through bad times. I never imagined when I hit that live button on March 13th, 2020, just because I needed attention. That's really all it was. That was really all it was the first time. I just needed attention. You know, we're locked down. We're trying to slow the curve, all this stuff. I need somebody to give me some attention. And how it's grown and the community that I found since then is just, and how it's continued to grow since our last conversation. That's and how it's never failed. Like there's always people who are there for you, and that's been the most impactful thing.
You beat me to a reference that I was going to bring up of where I think really your character shined through, where it showed that this community was more to you than just a community. It was when you were losing your home, and it wasn't for a financial reason that you lost your home. Can you walk everyone through just how wild the circumstances were that you ended up having to find a new place to live?
And can I please highlight that Pet Profiles never ever miss an episode?
That's what I'm saying, is that through this entire circumstance that everyone's about to hear, you still did your show. Yes. You still did it.
Even one night, I literally had to use my hotspot from my device for Wi-Fi and I had to like charge my phone and charge my device in my car. So a lot of people may remember in February of this year, Texas had this huge winter storm where, you know, the temperatures got, you know, 10, 20 degrees below zero, which Texas is just not built for, y'all. So y'all can call us wimps. People of the north, y'all need to stop whining. You know what? Come to Texas and deal with what our heat and say stop whining. Anyways, let me get back on track. We lost power for about 4 days, and it was like, you know, below zero, and it got to a point where my heater wouldn't obviously work because there's no power, and it was getting to the 40s in my condo, and which I could deal with, but my dog can't. She's a short-haired dog. I had her under like 6 blankets, and she was like shivering. I was like, I gotta go. So luckily, my best friend, he lives on the same power grid as a nursing home, so he never lost power. So I got in my my little compact car, and I like braved the ice and the snow, skid a few times. Luckily, made it to my friend's house, and we stayed there for a few days until the snow melted and the power came back on. And I came back home, and literally the walls had caved in, the ceiling had collapsed. There was water all over my condo. Lost about 70 to 80% of my, percent of my possessions, and it was just like what, nothing. I was not prepared for this at all. So you know, I had to move. I was in a hotel, streaming in a hotel for 4 months, which I'm convinced is the secret to getting bonuses off the wheels, because I got more bonuses when I was in that hotel than I've ever had in my condo. But this is irrelevant to the subject.
Not that we would ever want something like that to happen to someone, but it really was a window to understanding the headlines and the things that you see in the news, where for maybe if someone like myself who lives up north, it's a blip, right? Oh, wow, that's really bad. You know, that's happening, happening in Texas. Next, when's Family Feud coming on? But when you're presented this type of format where you're connecting with people from all around the world, whether it's Australia and there's wildfires, or California, the drought wildfires, or Texas being frozen over, it really makes the world so much more small. And you start to understand the effect of, wow, this really could be my situation. And it makes everything so much more personal. So you definitely do see a lot of that.
And the app was really a saving grace during that time. Thank you guys all for the gifts. I appreciate it, by the way. Because, you know, my family moved away last year. They retired to Florida, and most of my friends here are, you know, I have a lot of friends here in Texas, but most of them are married. They have kids. So they're not always they can't always just drop what they're doing and hang out with me. So the app was really a saving grace when I was just at a really, really, really low time in my life. Just to provide that support needed to get, you know, to get that motivation to get through the day. And then, you know, I got my top badge during that time, and that just gave me even more motivation. And, my family and my community kept growing, and it really turned a dark time into a really motivational time for me.
Mm-hmm. I don't ask this question very often, but I think you're one of the perfect people to pose this thing. You're an introspective person. You've seen the ups and downs of streaming. And by the way, everyone, this is our first guest, More. You're welcome to suit it up. Make sure you're hitting the favorite button. Don't go anywhere, because we still have Nixie and King Yup It's Me to talk with you today. But as far as your streaming career goes, because you have experienced so many coins and sides of things, what advice or what thoughts do you have for the people who are eager to get their badge, or they want to show badly, you know, and they're feeling discouraged about they don't have their show, or they don't have their top badge, and is streaming even worth it? What do you think of those thoughts? How would you place that?
Well, I hate to sound cliche, but I'm going to say some pretty cliche things. First of all, you have to know why you're streaming. One of the things that when I was deciding, like, I really wanted to take streaming seriously, Poppy Stark, who's like my mentor on this app, he said that everybody clicks in, people will click into your live for a lot of reasons. They like your picture, you know, they think you're cute, or, you know, the background's cool, or maybe they've heard of you, but they stay in your live for a reason. So take that reason and be responsible with that reason. So you need to figure out what it is that you want to do on this app. What do you want to be known for on this app? And then go through it. And if you get success, you know, yes, I have a cute dog. That's exactly right. That's really probably why people click on my profile and join my lives. But, you know, be responsible with why people stay in your live, and figure out what you want to do on this app, and then do it. If you get your top badge, great. If you don't, you know, keep pushing. I mean, you got to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and don't, like I said, it's easy to get discouraged because you didn't get your badge, but just let that motivate you to try harder. But at the end of the day, if you're doing what you feel like your purpose is on this app, then let the chips fall where they may. You know, I was going to do what I was going to do. If I didn't get my top badge, I'd be doing the exact same thing I'm doing now. So
solid words right there. We already referenced the new show coming up, which is what I had planned, but we came out of the gate talking about, that's fine, change of plans. Let's talk about pet profiles before we go, and just the history. You still have it running. It's on tonight at 10, so it's coming up.
Yes.
In the history of doing pet profiles, I don't want to spoil anything, and if you want to save this for the end of pet profiles, let me know. But is there anything that has been particularly memorable of the experience of doing the show, or anything that's stuck out over the year of having your show as you transition to your new one?
We've had a lot of cool animals, and in 2 weeks we're gonna have a giraffe on the show, which is gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, so we're gonna end pet profiles pretty solidly. Yes, a giraffe. No, to me, pet profiles, it's not a deep existential show. We're not gonna dive into any life-changing content here, but what we do is we look at cute furry animals. It's a laid-back show. It's very low-key. I just, like, I've already spoke on this earlier. What I just love is that, like, anybody can be on the show. There's so many people who are like, I don't really have a musical talent. I don't know how to dance. I don't know how to do this. I'm too shy to go on this person's show because I don't know what I'm going to say. But I can, like, here's my dog. And, and they get a chance to shine. They get their time on featured content. So that, to me, giving a platform to people who may not otherwise have it has been a real blessing for me. And but no, it's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a lot of fun, a little laid back, and we have fun every week. So I'm gonna miss it, but I feel very confident and very secure in the transition and what we're doing next.
No. An absolute class act. Before we wrap up, make sure you are hitting the favorite button on more. Any last things you want to talk about, my friend, before we go? Plug, remind everyone of.
No, just thank you to everybody in the community, guys. Anybody who's who reps good vibes and positivity, love, man. Keep up what you're doing. We're all community, and guys. I said this last time, and I'm gonna say it again, guys. We're better together than we are strong. I know there's a lot of divisiveness and jealousy and competitiveness on this app, guys. Remember, we're all one community. So try to remember that. Meet Me's a big community, but it's not that big. We're all one community. So be nice to each other. Stream with respect.
Stream with respect. I like that line. I know someone who says that. So again, make sure you hit the favorite button on more class act. Make sure you tune into a show coming up in about 35 minutes here. More, always a pleasure seeing you, my friend.
Thank you. And Chris, remember, and guys, the most important thing.
I hate this. Welcome to Suited Up. My name's Chris Casper. I'm your host for this next 35 minutes, which I just mentioned. It's a show we do every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We bring on streamers who are your favorite, or may not be your favorite yet, but you're going to learn a little bit about them so that they become one of your favorites. We just got done talking with Moore. He's a fantastic guy. Consider him a friend, and hopefully he made your favorite list. You'll be checking him out soon. Do not go anywhere, because we still have King Yup It's Me to meet. But before we do that, we still have Nixie. Nixie's going to be joining us next. Quickly, I'd like to shout out the top gifters that we've had so far. You may have noticed that I didn't acknowledge any gifts. That's because during the show, we sometimes get into sensitive topics, like people who take their steak well done. That's a serious issue, and we need to know why they're making poor life choices, right? Right. To the top 5 that we've had so far today. Moore, who we just had on. Sig at number 4. 3, we've got ABCDEFG, who, special shout out. She makes it like every week, records it. Same thing to Kim, same thing to NorCal, same thing to Eric, same thing to Nicole, same thing to so many of you. I don't want to miss anyone. I know I'm getting myself in trouble. Is this what it's like to be on the rundown? You. All right. To number 2, NorCal. And number 1, Gold Loves Music. Love you, man. I heard rumors that you thought that I don't. What's going on there? You're awesome. This is Suited Up. Again, every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you do not have me on Instagram, what are you doing? Probably having a life. For 2 seconds, don't. Please go ahead and hit my name. There's a direct link to my Instagram. There, you can see me not upload any photos. The good news is that I don't spam your feed, because I only upload like maybe 3 times a year. Maybe, if that. Until then, though, everyone, please make sure you keep it locked in here and give a big ol' hello and favorite to our next guest, the wonderful Miss Nixie. Welcome to the show.
Casper.
It's so nice to see you.
You
Thanks.
too.
Do we have a little bit of a loop on the sounds there?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, we're just going to work with it. I think we can survive through this. And that's because we've got a survival expert on the show. We do. We have a survival expert. Her name is Nixie, and I would have not guessed this just off the rip, but you're into the outdoors.
I am heavily into the outdoors. and survival and preparedness and the whole nine.
Well, we need the history of this. How long ago do you remember being an outdoorsy person? Because is it something you just snapped into at an early age, or was it later on in life that you learned this?
My dad is responsible for this is his fault. I had nothing to do with this. He made sure that in any situation I would know how to survive, how to live, how to just make it. We were big on camping and hunting and fishing and hiking in the outdoors, and yeah, he just drilled it into my brain.
Is your dad who has a bump roof?
Has a what?
There's in the chat real quick, help me out. Are we getting a hard loop? Okay, I'm gonna do the mute back and forth. I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna mute. Okay, there we go. All right. So is your dad the type of guy who has the tubs of just add water meals and like a bunker and shelves of water and all of his money's in gold? Who's your dad?
This is my father. You just described my father. Silver, not gold, because silver. Yeah, we got to go with the silver. But yeah, that's dad. That is what it is. He doesn't have the bunker yet, but it is a work in progress. I'm not gonna lie, it's a thing. He does have MREs for days. Lots of non-perishable goods. Don't come into my house if there's a disaster, because we're unprepared.
He's not helping everyone else, but he got you taken care of. In terms of survival and being outdoors, is it recreational at all? Do you do any like fishing, hunting, or is it purely survival mode all the time?
No, it's fun for me. So for a good time on a Sunday afternoon, I enjoy taking the four-wheeler out and getting lost. Just how well can I find my way home? Can I find my way home? Can I orient enough to get where I need to go? And if not, can I make it through the night? Am I good? How's your water procurement? Can you make a fire? So we do the fun part. We do it just for, giggles, but it's also in the back of your brain. What if this was a situation where I had to?
Yeah. I've got to know, have you put yourself in any situations where you had to sleep overnight in the woods when you didn't expect to? I mean, has it gotten that bad?
Absolutely. When you're 20, 30 miles in and you don't remember the fact that, oh, I just looked at the clock and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not getting back before dark. You build you a shelter and you bed down.
You build you a shelter and bed down. And that's fun.
Yes, that's fun, Chris Casper.
Can you imagine this haircut and tie, building a fire? Like, put me on Survivor. I'm gonna get kicked off the first week.
That jacket's gonna make good kindling.
Some kindling? What about some kindling?
That jacket's gonna make good kindling. Expensive kindling.
No, absolutely not. So all of this is leading up to a point, is that you're so good at this and have so much fun with it that you've turned this into a featured show. We have a featured show around this now. What's the details on that? So
Nixie's Great Unknown is basically a culmination of my excitement and fun and awesomeness related to the outdoors. It's perfect for people that are brand new to the concept and the idea of what does it mean to survive? What does it mean to be prepared? And the people that are seasoned vets. So either way, you can get a takeaway. We make it fun and educational at the same time.
Wow. What are some of the topics or things that you go over during the show?
Oh, Lord. Okay, so we do Nixie's Go Bag Picks of the Week. So a go bag is a 72-hour bag for what you need to survive for 72 hours, okay? So each week I go over different products that I personally like to use, life straws, waterproof matches, those kinds of things. Nothing that I go over is expensive. It doesn't have to be an expensive hobby. Then we have some survival questions. We actually have one of the winners that's going to be in the winner's circle. Every 5 weeks, we are having a winner's circle where all of the survivors of the week are going to come together and duke it out to see who is going to be the top.
Wow.
I know, it's a good time. Then
I like how clinging to life is it's a good time, just try and make it. It's perfect.
I mean, I think you got to look at it, it's perspective, Chris. Some people
Yeah.
think
Yes, and I'm sure it can be fun. What are some household items or things that people typically may have on them that are more useful than we might expect?
9-volt batteries, dryer lint, steel wool.
Really? Tell us why. Give us some details.
I should have been prepared. I could have just started a fire for you right quick. So if you take a 9-volt battery and you just touch it to some fine grit steel wool, use some dryer lint. Yes, I saved my dryer lint. I know, I can't help it. That is amazing kindling. So if you have that in your go bag or in your car in the winter, you can instantaneously have heat, warmth, a way to cook, a way to purify water, all of that, just from a 9-volt battery and some steel wool.
Wow. That definitely sounds like someone who has an MRE tucked away. Could you imagine opening someone's glove compartment and just finding a ball of wool and some batteries? Like, it's in case I crash, just need to start a fire. What is
I have that in my purse.
Sure. So have you ever played the game? You get to take 3 items to an island, deserted island. You know this game? Okay. What are Nixie's top 3 items you're bringing to your deserted island?
Nixie is taking a knife. Nixie is taking a life straw.
Mm-hmm.
And Nixie is taking, my third one's a toss-up. Let's go with flint and steel.
Flint and steel. Okay. She's surviving. She's making it, everyone. I want you on my team, okay? That's good.
We're going to make it.
And when is the show? If people want to see more of this content, they want to find out more about surviving the wilderness and tips and tricks, when can they catch it?
Every Sunday night, y'all, 10 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in. This week's Survivability Challenge of the Week is going to be intense. I'm telling you. You don't want to miss it.
Okay, do not miss it. Make sure you're in the favorite. And we've just learned a little bit about what you do for your show. By the way, everyone, this is Nixie. We've said her name a lot. Make sure you're giving her a favorite. She's a fantastic show host, awesome guest, awesome streamer. How did you get started with the whole streaming thing, by the way? Because I can't imagine internet is around when you're deserted on an island.
Well,
Not all the time?
Mm-mm. No. It was an accident, Chris. So I was bored one night and decided, dating app sounds fun. Pandemic time, hello. And the little live button kept calling to me, and I was like, what is that? What is it? So I started off as a gifter, and I started on Meet Me, eventually went to Tagged, and then came back to Meet Me. But I just was curious and popped in, checked out a few lives, and a very good friend of mine had said, you're kind of like a whole vibe, like you're a situation, you should try going live. I was like, oh, okay. And that's where that happened.
Yeah. And I mean, for someone who was looking for dating, I mean, did it play out the way you expected? Do you like the community versus the dating element?
I like the community better than the dating side. The dating side smells a little funny, and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a little creepy over there sometimes, but I've also heard awesome stories of people actually finding somebody that they really mesh with and really click with. That did not happen for me. Yeah, so I definitely like the live and streaming side community the best.
Are you still kind of browsing the market thing? Are you thinking, is it Nixie's Great Unknown? That part of the Great Unknown?
Hey, Chris. Hey. Yes, a little bit.
Wow.
But I'm still a lot to handle. Like, I'm kind of sassy and a little weird, and I'm an acquired taste. We'll say I'm an acquired taste.
I can only imagine the trials and tribulation that someone would have to go like dating you. It's like, all right, for our first date, you have to start a fire and sleep outside for a week.
How about if you just find your way back? If you find your way back, you get date number 2.
Wow. No, I don't know that that's conventional, but it definitely suits your style. It's very on brand for you.
Right?
And does that translate to your regular streams too? What do people catch in your normal streams?
So a lot of hilarity because, like I said, I'm a situation, and so we can take any topic and make it hilarious. Sometimes I do Q&As, so like just whatever randomness Nixie comes up with for that day. But we do also go into survival. We do go into healing, and we go into whatever topic anybody wants to talk about, and we play games because I mean, who doesn't like games?
Mhm.
You have to.
And sometimes in your downtime, you can crochet.
Oh, I have a problem, Chris Casper.
You legitimately crochet, as from what I understand anyway. You do that.
Yes,
That's
like a
a
rock
thing.
star.
You are a
It
rock star crocheter.
This is a thing. Yes, sir. Yes, I make everything from hats to blankets, stuffed animals, sweaters, whatever floats your boat.
How does, outside of home ec, how does someone get involved in intensely crocheting?
Boredom, intense boredom.
That does not intensify the boredom?
No, it's like magic for your hands because you're busy, you know. I moved back from Texas to Minnesota to take care of my parents. And so I needed something to do. They nap kind of a lot. And so I'm like, okay, I need to do something that's quiet. And so I started doing that and making and selling and all of that. So I sell all of my crochet items and then donate the proceeds of that to various events that I put together for the community.
Wow, that's respectable. That's really cool. And by the way, everyone, if you've not, make sure you're hitting the favorite button on Nixie. She is our second guest. Don't go anywhere. We still have King Yup It's Me suited up, catch it every week, 9 p.m. Last thing I'd like to talk about with you, I had no idea. You have many talents. Another one is that you're a musician. You're a musician and you've helped others with their musician skills. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Musician lightly.
Hmm?
Musician is a term I would use lightly.
I would consider being a drummer a musician.
I bang on stuff, yes. I was a high school drummer coach.
You were a drummer. How long have you been drumming?
Since about 7th grade.
7th grade. And you were a band geek?
Absolutely. Yes. A passionate band geek.
Who crochets and builds fires for fun in the woods.
I am a package, Chris.
It's a cool vibe. You know what it is? You are uniquely you, and that's very cool. It's very much a brand. It's very much a flavor, you know? Not everyone likes mint chocolate chip. Not everyone likes to have to wipe with bark. You know, it's just two different types of people, right? Right.
Use bark, Chris. Use leaves. I promise it's better.
Leaves are probably better. Yeah, leaves are probably better. How long did you teach high schoolers how to drum?
So it was probably about 6 years. We did competitions. Have you ever seen the movie Drumline?
Mm-hmm.
Very similar. That is actually a thing. So we did a lot of competitions. We did shows. We did, all kinds of stuff. It was a good time. I missed that part of my life.
Well, I don't think that we missed much here. I mean, there's still a lot more to cover, but I think the highlights have been hit on. But before we close out this conversation, is there anything that you want to plug, talk about, anything that's important that you'd like to share before we go?
Just make sure that you tap into Nixie's Great Unknown. It's new. It's fun. Even if you know nothing about the outdoors, come and catch a vibe. I have an auction coming up on Sunday. It's my first ever. I'm doing Mej's auction. The meet and greet one, because I'm, like I said, new back over to this side. So we're meeting folks. We're meeting folks now, Chris. And be kind to each other.
I like that. Make sure you hit the favorite button. Like she said, Great Unknown, catch it every week. This week's a big one. She said it here. So if you miss it, it's only your fault.
We might be eating worms. I'm just saying.
Ah! I'm like, my brain's going, code of conduct, terms of service. I think we're okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's safe. It's survival, right? Right. Pet profiles. Thank you for being on the show, Nixie. It's so great talking with you.
Thank you very much for having me, Chris.
Absolutely. That's been our second guest this evening. Her name is Nixie. In case you missed more and you're looking forward to seeing him, well, I have bad news for you. He already went, and Nixie just went, so 2 out of 3 have already happened. It's Suit Up show we do every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which we bring on some of your favorite and soon-to-be favorite live streamers and get to know them a little bit more, find out some of their streaming paths and things that are happening in their lives, as well as how they're influential or not, or just overall great people. If you have not hit the favorite button here, I'd really appreciate it. It's just right up there. One more and we're at 34,451. Wow, that's super cool. We just got 2 out of that 453. Wow, you're on fire. Thanks. Appreciate you. And if you really want to be a rock star, if you can go ahead and hit that follow button on Instagram. I heard a rumor that if you follow me on Instagram, that tomorrow you will have dinner delivered. I can't think of something on the spot like this. I've done the Hot Pocket one too many times and the Nesquik one. Does anyone actually drink Nesquik? I give them too much ad time on here. They might be out of business. Do they still exist? I don't know. Anyway, welcome to the show. We still have our third guest this evening. He goes by King Yup It's Me. And that was, well, probably what you need to know about him. His name is King Yup It's Me. We're going to figure out how he decided that name in just a moment. But before we do that, big thank you to our top 5 gifters so far this evening. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Babyface Mosley, Snicker Bar 2021, NorCal DJ Battle host, and Gold Loves Music. Big thank you to all of you for helping to gift this live stream and myself and all the people who are here. On that note, everyone, if you did not see me acknowledging your comments or your gifts during these conversations, that's because we run on rails. There are some specific things that we have to go over, and out of respect to the conversations, I devote all of my attention to the conversation. Please give a very warm welcome to our third guest this evening, King Yup It's Me. What's up, Mr. Yup?
Everybody? What it do? How y'all doing? What it do, King? Yo, it's the gang in here for me. What's going on, y'all?
It's
Hello.
so much going on in here. Mr.
Right?
King. Mr. King
What
Yup.
up? What's going on?
I can't wait any longer. I need to know the story behind this name because I've announced it for contests. I've announced it for many things. I need to know how you possibly picked King Yup It's Me.
Man, with the Yup It's Me, you know, I'm new to social media. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm actually new to social media. You know, like POF, all this stuff is new to me. I never even had an Instagram. Actually, POF asked me to make an Instagram to become a top badge. They like, you need something to promote on, like, you know. So I made an Instagram for POF, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, one day in 2000, was it 19? I want to say like end of 2019, maybe beginning 2020. I was like, man, let me download this app and see what's going on, man. So I downloaded it, and I, you know what? I had tried a date. I had dated somebody on the app, and it didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. It was a bad date. You know, and you know, it was just weird. It was just an awkward date. I end up taking her home early.
You took her home early?
I took her home early. I didn't even finish the date at the restaurant. Like, it
King
was just
Yup,
so.
hang on, hold up. We can learn about the name in just a second. We got other business to take care of now. King Yup It's Me is taking a fine young person out to a nice evening, dinner, I'm assuming. Kenya, what happened on this date?
It was just awkward. Like honestly, if you realize certain people, if you talk to them, there's no effort with conversation. It's the chemistry's there. You don't have to like force the conversation, right? But with her, it was just really awkwardly weird. And it
Wow.
was just like time to go. Like, oh, can I have the bill? Hey, no, don't
Would
worry.
you
No.
say that this conversation it's pretty natural? It's fitting, right?
Yeah.
We're on a date.
There's chemistry there. You know what I mean?
We
I don't
have
feel
chemistry.
awkward. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I need to just sit here and think about what's going on. Like, with her, I'm thinking too much. Like, I'm like, what's going on? Oh, hello, thank you. So I'm thinking about what's going on. I'm like, it's time to go. So I end up taking her home early, and then I was like, nope, this is not for me. I can't do this, the dating side, I couldn't do it. About a month or two later, Live comes out. Like, you guys launched the live feature. And I was like, they do live? So I went on there, and there was a lot of people on there already. They was having fun. A lot of people was streaming in their cars and, just sitting in their car streaming. And Riot, he was doing his thing, going crazy. And it was a lot of motivation. I was seeing people go live, and I was like, wait, I can do this. Like, they're having a lot of fun. They're just talking. They're just being themselves. I was like, I could do that. So, you know what? I was like, I have made my POF profile. So back to the name. I
gotta pause you. I gotta pause you real quick. Because you're like, I went on this live thing. It's just a bunch of people in their cars with no talent. And they're just kind of chilling there. I was like, I could be no talent chilling there. I bet people could like me. And you just roasted everybody. Honest, you meant what you just said is the worst part.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to lie. Listen, I'm like, she just sitting in her car. Like a lot of times when I was going to different people live, they didn't really acknowledge the people that were coming to their live. And you know what? I think that's where I stood out as a streamer. When I went live, I said hi to everybody. I don't care if you had a picture. I don't care if you didn't have a picture. I don't care what it was. I don't care if you was a troll. I said hi to you, And, I reversed a lot of people that were trolls. I had trolls like actually gift me, not just favorite me. I've had trolls stop trolling, apologize to me, gift me, and favorite me.
Mm-hmm. Something that's really great about you is I'm realizing now how you made it to Top Batch. And I'm going to tell everyone the secret right now is that at the beginning of this interview, I asked one question. And it's, how'd you get your name King Yup It's Me? And somehow we have found a way to talk about his dating life, about flipping trolls, how he started streaming, and we haven't even gotten into the interview yet. It's so good, but that makes you a quality streamer because you know how to keep talking. And it's interesting. You're happy. I like this. How'd you get your name?
All right, so listen. So when I downloaded the app, right? So back to the basics, right? I'm new to social media. So I'm like, okay, if people see me on POF, they're gonna trip out. Like, they don't see me on no platforms. I don't got Facebook or nothing. So they're like, if they see my picture, I was like, you know what? If they see my picture, they're gonna think like, yep, it's me. Like, is that him? Like, yep, it's me. You know what I mean? Thank you. So literally, I just named myself, yup, it's me. I was like, because when they see my picture, they're going to know that it's me. Yup, it's me. So I named myself, yup, it's me.
That name is so meta because when you say, yup, it's me, people don't know if it's actually you because you're just saying what your name says. So they can be like, hey, I don't know, we'll call your name's John. Be like, John, is that you? Be like, hey, it's yup, it's me. And then everyone will be like, yup, it's me, but does it actually mean it's me or that's just your name? And then the brain just, right? Perfect.
And then I love it because it can fit everyone too. Because yup, it's me. Like, if you are a part of my family, you can be yup, it's me. Like, it fits you. It's not something that only fits me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of people like that.
I like that. I want to be me. Can you be
Yep.
you be me? Okay, cool. All
Hello.
right. And
Hello.
for the record, you did just blow over the fact that I said we're on a date. So I'm just gonna run with it and say, all right, cool, this is going great. I think a couple people in the comments caught it, but you were just zoning. You were zooming.
Man, I had to bring that
It's
up.
fine.
I had
This
to
is
bring
very
that up.
good. Have me home
Chris.
by 10 so I can catch Moore's show. That's all I ask for. Respectable time.
Thank you.
Okay.
So,
So King Up is me. Big charisma, big energy on the app. Made the top badge. It's probably attributed a little bit to this family thing that you've been talking about. You said you got the Yup It's Me family. What is this Yup movement that you have?
man, like I said, when I started, I didn't even know it was gonna really do so well. I just really just went live. I seen everybody else going live. I was like, I can do that, so I started doing it. But then people start following me so fast. A lot of people wanted to be under me. I was like, okay, add Yep It's Me to your name. You know, and then this was before like a lot of people were doing the family things, like, and I was just telling people add Yep It's Me to their name. Now it's about like 50 people with Yup It's Me on their name, and I'm Yup It's Me. So now people don't even know who I am, but they see Yup It's Me everywhere. So I had to distinguish myself and name myself King Yup It's Me, just so people would know exactly who I was.
I like it, man. It's the charisma, it's the energy, it's the welcomingness. Those are good qualities. And you know, aside from all this charisma and big energy, you got a delicate side. I hear you like flowers. I hear you like little gardening.
I love flowers. I love plants. I love gardening, growing food, all that type of stuff. And, you know, self-sustainability. A little bit of what she was talking about, but more on a different side, different spectrum. But yeah, you know, self-sustainability is more what I believe in, you know.
When you say you like to grow things in a different kind, are we on the same track?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people always assume that, but listen, I like to grow all herbs. Hello.
Welcome to Shoot Up, everybody. This is King Yup It's Me, and Yup It's Him. Make sure you give him the favorite. This is a show we do every Wednesday at 9 p.m. We've so far learned a lot of things from just one question. I gotta go back to something because it's one of my favorite topics.
Hey, listen. If it was daytime, I'm not gonna lie. I would take you guys out to my garden right now and show you guys how many tomatoes and beans and kale and stuff is all growing right now. Like it's right now, people think you can't grow during the winter. Man, I got so much food growing out there, it's crazy. And I don't even touch it. I just leave it out there. It just grows.
Did you feed the squirrels?
Nah, you know what? I use it every now and then, but it just when it becomes available, ripe and stuff. Like right now, the tomatoes are all still green, but it's because it's kind of cold, so they're all growing, but they won't turn red because the sun ain't out. It's crazy.
Wow, I didn't know you could grow tomatoes in the wintertime, so that's cool. Gardener Yup.
Right.
I like that. You know, we could have a show called Gardener Yup or whatever.
Hey,
Maybe.
I was thinking, Yup, it's my garden. You know what I mean?
I actually like that. All right, stop before we can't spoil the secrets. We can't spoil the secrets.
Yup, it's my garden. Tell them, y'all. I'm gonna teach y'all how to grow, how to be self-sustained, how to grow your own food, no matter where you at, in an apartment, a house, you know, a jail cell, wherever you at. Trust me, you could grow something. Hello.
I grew lima beans in a classroom one time. Have you ever done that?
What'd you do? The little water bottle?
So you took a lima bean and you put it in a wet paper towel, and then you put another wet paper towel over it, and you tape it to a window, and you grow a lima bean. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna have to water that napkin pretty often.
I don't know. That's just what we did. It was 4th grade. I don't remember if it did well or anything like that. See, here's my resume with gardening. For the first, from age 6 through 12, my entire summer was spent wandering in a place called Flowerland with my mom. And I was so obnoxiously bored that I would pretend I was in Jurassic Park, and I would like crouch around and like walk through the plants and pretend that there were dinosaurs on the other side. I'd be like, I can't go over the tall grass or the dinosaurs will see me. And so I would like slip on through and like, I'm being serious. I'm sure my mom is like laughing with tears right now, but this is dead serious. Yeah.
We all had them kind of kid ideas. I ain't gonna lie. I used to catch the little ladybugs, all that.
Don't let the imagination die. Let's go back to dating real quick, because I feel like Mr. King Yup has some expert dating tips. So, Yup, you know how to leave a date early. How about you give everyone here the details? Because I'm sure some of us have been on not so great dates. What are the King Yup's hot tips for exiting a date gone poorly?
Oh man, you just got to be on your toes and make sure you came prepared. Man, if you didn't come prepared, it's gonna be a dirty exit. It's gonna be a dirty exit. You gotta have come prepared. Like, all right, if this goes south, you make sure you know which way the doors are. The exit.
The fake phone call. The fake phone call.
Hello. You said my trash can won't stop barking. You know what? I gotta go. I gotta take my trash can to the veterinarian. Won't stop barking. I gotta go.
I thought it was going so well. You got the bill?
I thought it was going so well, but you know what? My trash can will not stop barking. My grandma just called me. I gotta go.
You gotta go. He's gotta go. There you go, everyone. Get your trash cans in order. That's it. Make sure you hit the favorite button on King Yup. King Yup, you've got a lot of things that you... Huh?
I'll say what's up to Japan.
Oh, King Yup's got a lot of things going on. Auctions, battles, you name it. You've been part of them. What are some things you want to plug, things that you got coming up that people should know about?
You know what? I don't have any shows or anything in mind, but you know what? I really want to spread this gardening culture. You know, there's not a big market for it. There's not a lot of people like me gardening. You know, people of my stature, people that look like me, they're not gardening. They're not proud of gardening. They don't want to garden, and they think it's weird. So I want to change that stigma that it's not weird. And I think we should all be self-sustaining ourselves and creating our own currency, right? So if I could grow tomatoes and you could grow, you know, green onions, you know, then I need to stop buying them from the store and trade my tomatoes with you because you can't grow them. You can trade your green onions with me because I can't grow them. And then we have our own type of currency like that. And we're also saving money to pay for our rent for our homes and stuff like that, you know, and creating a business for ourselves, you know, and, you know, things like that.
I think you just described the original societies. Yeah, I think that's what people used to have to do. So yeah, taking it with the throwback. Sure.
You know, if you guys think about it, think about like when you lose your job sometimes, you know, you go to the grocery store.
Time out. Time out. Wait, Yup. What do you mean think about when you lose your job sometimes? How often do you lose your job?
Think about it. When you lose your job and you out of money and you've been shopping at the same grocery store. Listen, you've been shopping at the same grocery store for 15 years and you lost your job and then now you ain't got no money. If you go ask them for a sandwich for your kids, they will not give it to you.
That's
I don't
true.
care what you tell them. You've been shopping there for 15 years. They won't give you a sandwich if you're not paying for it and you don't got no receipt. So that's what I'm saying. We got to create these abundance things that create abundance for us without having to go. If we lose our job, your garden is still going to produce in abundance, way more than you could provide for yourself, more than you could eat. Man, I grow food sometimes and I have to give it away to my whole neighborhood because there's so much food I can't, you know, like do nothing with, you know. Yeah. So, you know, I could feed my family easy with the nice harvest. I just go out there, chop some stuff. I can feed my family. So make sure, man, self-sustainability, make sure you guys take care of yourselves, you know.
King provider.
Huh?
I said king provider, Yup. I like it.
Yep. Also create my own compost too, if you heard of compost.
Yeah. That's 90% of my shows.
Wait, what?
Keep going.
Wait, what?
Just keep going. Keep talking about what you make. Yup, it's very interesting. We are interested in hearing about you making the compost.
Yo, I'm weak. It's the 90% of the shelter. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, so I create compost on site, right? So like anything that you eat or that comes from the earth can go back to the earth. I got a compost bin on site. I just throw everything in a compost bin. It breaks down, and then in a year's time, I give that back to my plants, and my plants actually eat off the compost. Like it's crazy. Fathom, what's goody?
It's kind of cruel, dude. You've got some cannibal crops growing. Like that's that's very metal, really. Very metal.
Hey, it's a natural process. It's better than organic because that's a natural process. That's what happens in nature. I don't grow organically. I grow naturally.
This is the same thing.
No, organic people, you still use pesticides. People still use hormones to grow their plants. They still use, I don't use one chemical to grow anything that I eat out of my garden. Not one.
Wow. Well, I think there's a lot more to learn, a lot more things to talk about. Yup. If you've not favored him, you're making a mistake. Any last things you want to plug before we wrap up our show today?
Man, y'all come hang out with your boy, man. We gonna go live and have some fun and turn up. Hey, we gonna turn up. Tell Chris Casper not to ban us. We about to turn up, y'all. Let's go. Y'all ready? Let's take some shots. Tell him not to ban us. Y'all gotta tell him.
Wait, no, don't say those things right now. This is not the time. Totally not the time.
Hello.
Goodbye. All right, that was King Yup, and just forget like the last 5 seconds of the show. When I said 90% of my shows, by the way, I meant by my performance. I get a text after every show by my mom and my grandma, and they say, "Hey, sweetie, miss you. Really, you looked handsome on the show tonight. Thanks, Mom." And then and be like, "The good show." I'm like, "Yeah, I felt really tired. I don't know how I did with that guest. I kind of felt like my energy ran out." "No, you did a good job." I'm like, "Okay, I hope you're doing really great at work." "Work's great." So anyway, that's like my life. So that's basically my life anyway. Welcome to the show, everyone. My name's Chris. We do this show every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We bring on 3 guests, which you just saw today. We had Moore, we had Nixie, and we had King Yup, It's Me, all coming in here giving us some great information. Special shout out to you for coming to watch the show and giving a favorite. If you're a brand new favorite, it's so wonderful to have you part of the live streaming community. Thank you for favoriting me. If you would like to hang out with me more and see more things that I post and talk about, you can give my Instagram a follow by hitting my name. It'll give you a direct link. We're in all seriousness, almost to 6,000. Something I'm pushing really hard for. My goal by next year is to be that 10K, not by January, but by December of next year to hit that 10K. I'm going to push really hard. It's part of my goals for 2022 is to bridge that 4K gap. Is it a big number? Yes, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it on record right here, pushing for it. Until then, though, everyone, if you want to catch more great things that are happening in the live community, make sure you follow the top banner. Right now, you should go pay more a visit. Watch Pet Profiles, one of his last episodes. Only a few left before he switches up to that forgiveness show, right? The forgiveness show. Last thing I'll say is that this Friday, the rundown will be going on. If you want to check it out, it is at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's where you can get app updates, announcements, find out about new top badges, contest results, a lot of cool things going on. You do not want to miss the rundown. It's a fun time every week. Great way to stay integrated with the community. On the wheel thing, I don't want to spoil anything, but you all are in for a treat. Thank you so much for watching the show. I'll see you next week. Please stream with respect. Follow my Instagram, please. Bye.